Olá, o vídeo que você vai ver agora é o trecho de uma entrevista realizada pelo InfoMoney com Salim Ismail, que é indiano, foi criado no Canadá, é fundador da Singularity University, que é uma universidade focada em empreendedorismo e inovação. Ele também é autor do best-seller Organizações Exponenciais e na entrevista ele destacou que vê uma bolha no mercado global e ele acredita que essa bolha tem dia e hora para estourar. Ele também falou quais são os investimentos que ele acha mais indicados para os investidores que quiserem fugir desse possível colapso econômico, claro, isso na visão dele. Já adianto que essa entrevista foi realizada em inglês, ela tá sem legendas, mas eu vou disponibilizar aqui na descrição para quem estiver no YouTube o link da matéria no InfoMoney que tem a entrevista inteira na íntegra traduzida para o português. E antes de começar, peço que você deixe o seu like e não se esqueça de se inscrever no nosso canal.
The global GDP in the US is about 11 trillion. They've spent $3 or $4 trillion. They've printed $3 or $4 trillion of money to deal with this. So they've deflated the economy. They've deflated the currency by about 30 or 40%. And that means you have a flight to safety, and the only safe place to go is equities and gold and Bitcoin. And so I'm a huge fan of Bitcoin right now and equities because people have to put their money somewhere safe. Keeping it in cash you will lose 40%. So we would expect the stock market to go up. It's just that everything costs 40% more over the next 2-3 years.
So you are a fan of Bitcoins. Do you think it will rise in the next months?
I'm a huge fan of Bitcoin. I've been tracking it for 10 years. Nobody's found a way of hacking it. And literally, you should look at it as digital gold. And we found for the first time digital scarcity with liquidity, right? It means that lots of people have access to it, which is why I think it's so powerful. If you have gold, only sophisticated investors, you have to have enough money to buy gold. Whereas with Bitcoin, anybody can buy Bitcoin. And there's a lot of money looking for a safe place to go. So I think Bitcoin goes to $50,000 in the next 6 to 8 months.
Okay, and what are the consequences of this deflation, in currency because of this liquidity?
It's likely to collapse the global economy. And the reason is that we are today printing money to keep the economy afloat. We are actually creating $4 of global debt for every dollar of GDP globally. Okay. And so that's been going on for about 15-20 years. And you can't just keep printing money. This entire economic boom since 2008 financial crisis is because of governments printing money. And so even the stock market is high. The currencies have been deflated, and we're living off of pretty soon the dollar becomes like lira, and when you need many more dollars to buy something, we think the stock market's going up, but actually it's just that we've deflated the currency. And at some point that whole thing collapses on itself. And the pandemic could be the thing that collapses the global economy.
So do you think it is a bubble?
Yes, I think it's absolutely a bubble. I think in the next 6 months, people are going to see a huge collapse in the stock market. 6 to 8 months maximum.
Oh, and what do the investors should do in this scenario besides going to Bitcoins?
Yeah, I think there's a real estate, gold, Bitcoin. You need to move your money into assets, basically, because assets will hold their value much better than and are a protective hedge against inflation.